Good morning. My name is Angela Fagg with Messengers of Truth. Today is February, February 11th, 2026 at approximately 7:15 a.m. in the morning. It's probably like 7:12 right now a.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming from you live from Cape Coral, Florida. I updated the streaming app that I'm using, and it's doing something different that I don't know. So I don't know if it's too loud or not. So I apologize for that. So a lot of stuff's happened since the last time I've seen you. There is no rainbow in the sky. It's pretty much all clear skies everywhere. You know, little clouds and stuff, but nothing too extreme. I can see now, today, they've already started with the spraying because we have had no clouds for a while. And if you look at these ones and how they're poofing out like that, you see that? These were little spots that they put in the sky already. Like you can see this little one right above the house, right? Let me find my finger. Right there. Anyways, you see it? We'll zoom in more. You see him? So that was one. It's made itself into a bigger cloud now. All the birds flying in. You want to see them? Okay. Let you see. The sun has moved over some. I expect it to start going faster unless they try to stop it. The trash guy's early. So a lot of stuff's happened, eh? Don't you know? So what do you think? I don't really know what to say. Okay, so this is where I'll start at. Approximately 5 years ago is when I really started learning about a lot of things. I didn't read a whole bunch of stuff or anything. I was having all kinds of, I guess they would call them visions. I want to call it torture, because that's what it felt like. And as some of these people are reading these files and stuff, that's what they're feeling. Some of them can't sleep, they're sick, they probably throwing up. Okay, because I'll tell you, these are all the things that happened to me that I felt. I was throwing up. It would make me so sick to my stomach, I would throw up. Some days I'd take 3-4 showers because I just felt so dirty from what I was reading and what I not read. Well, some of it I read, but what I was seeing, I saw, and they were flashes. And some of them I was there for a hot minute, you know, like the one about the one tunnel. It was me and a little boy, and we were walking down this tunnel, and it was perfectly carved out, round, and kind of like what it reminded me of was the labyrinth, when after they come out of the bog of stench, and they're making those, they see those one gremlins or whatever they are making those tunnels. That's what it was like. It was like, that's what it looked like on the inside. So me and the little boy, we walked down, and he was showing me, and we walked down, and we went through this big door, and on the left-hand side, there was all these like RV and buses and stuff, and there was all these tables, and they were all set out, and they all had red tablecloths on them, and there was all these seats behind them, like people were going to sit down and eat. So we walked over, And I saw this huge pot, like something you would see in a restaurant. I mean, huge, like big around, probably about, I don't know, 30, 40 inches around. And there's kids standing in it. And they were dumping feces in there. And there was a fire underneath it. And then we walked further towards the right-hand side up. And then there was like these rooms, and there was all these video cameras set up, and some of the rooms look like little playrooms for little kids and stuff, and there was video cameras up, and there were some other rooms that had beds in it, but they were like frilly and video cameras everywhere. And then we left there and we were going back into the other area, and there was all these people sitting at those long tables, and they had started eating, and those kids were gone in that pot. That was one of them. And I cried for days. I saw that at the time when I saw it, I didn't know that it was on Epstein's Island. But there was a stage on the beach, and they would put little plays on there, but there was a way underneath it, and it went into like a cave, and there's a bed in there and lanterns and stuff, and they were dressed in black and red, and there was a person on the bed, and they started doing some real horrible things to him. And then from there there was another one that, this is why I don't like talking about it, because it kind of, when you know there's nothing that you could do about it. So there was another one. It was another cave, but it was larger. Nobody could see me in any of these places. Nobody addressed me. Nobody could see me. So there's this another cave, but it wasn't a small one like the last one. It was huge, and there was all these lizards, like alligator people, like and the Queen of England came out, and she shed her skin, and they brought this man and woman out, and they cut their throats, and she went over there and, then after she was done, there was all these little baby alligator people, you understand? And then they went up and they were eating them. It's absolutely sounds crazy. You see? It sounds crazy to see people getting their skin peeled off. And it's not in a movie like Saw or Chainsaw Massacre. Or you're not reading about these serial killers and shit, It's real life. There's another one where I woke up in a room, and I went to the door. Everything was like red lights. And I opened the door. And I walked through the hall. I started opening the different doors. In each room, there was a different torture going on. That one I woke up rapidly, sweating. And then one time I was sitting there and I was just minding my own business again. Then all of a sudden I saw groups of people in different areas, like business rooms, living rooms, and these group of people, they would all sit there and they could turn whatever channel on their TV there, and they would make bets on the houses that they were watching inside and how they could make the people argue. And that just seemed weird, you know, but now it doesn't. There was other ones where they would have all these people and they would release them and they would make bets on who would die first and who they could run down first. I mean, like all that shit you've seen in Hostel and everything, but I was there, dude. Like it felt so real. It felt so real. And it scared me to the point where I sat with a gun next to me for years. And people that know me know that I don't sit with a gun near me because I ain't no sissy. But I sat there with a gun because I didn't know what was fucking coming down the tubes, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know. It was fucking scary. In some of my older videos, you know, I've made little comments about it and I've tried to talk about it, but all I do is this, I start crying and shit, dude. It fucking hurts me down to my core. Like, I'm not doing this for sympathy or anything like that. I'm sharing the experience because there's other people out there and there's younger women and other things that are reading this shit, and it's devastating. You know what I'm saying? Like it's devastating. That sun is bright. See, I want to show you that it's moved, but I don't know how it's going to look right. And like, it's moved some. Always remember, if something comes out in the news and they're saying that, oh, we're just started this technology, it's already been around for 40 years. And I'm going to say this again for the people in the back, and I'm going to make myself real clear. The government, Trump's administration, his first one, did not start Q. They did not. You can't change your story in the middle of it, dude. One part you said they didn't start it first and then they took over it and then it got away from them again and this and that. No. They did not start it. Who is Q? They don't know who it is. They have ideas, but their ideas probably aren't even close. They don't know who it was who first started it. Then they took it over and they wanted to make sure, because Trump's ego is so big. I got the screen right. It's like I need sunglasses out here. Anyways, so Trump's ego is so big that he has to make himself look good. That's why he's going to pardon that Maxwell bitch. You think he's not, but I said it months ago, dude. Because he needs his name to look good. And she said that she's willing to say that the Clintons and Trump weren't involved in anything. She's trying not to die. Think about that. She grew up in it. So is she a victim? You know, I mean, we don't know. Talk about Stockholm Syndrome. Just imagine, she grew up in it. Her dad. What happened to her as a child? I don't know, man. It's something that's hard to judge. You know what I'm saying? People that you thought that weren't in those files are actually in those files. Things are even worse. And there's people that are going to leak things that are going to shock the world. You just got to hold on for one more day. That's a Wilson Phillips song. Hold on for one more day. I know that things are strange, but you hold on for one more day. Break free from the chains. And I go inside and listen to that song. I happen to like songs a lot. And yes, I do bust out in songs, all different kinds of places. Because it reminds me of the situations that are going on. And I try to make it lighter because this shit is devastating. It's like it blackens your fucking soul, man. But that's right. More's going to come out. And remember, whatever little money that you have, whatever you can, you need to get non-perishable items. Dry beans, rice, dehydrated taters, potatoes. Things that give you carbs. Buy some organic seeds. Those are important things. Buy water, but try to pay attention to what they're putting in the water. And I know you're going to say, what, Angela? Look at your water bottle. Look at the ingredients that are in it. It doesn't say water. Find you a place that does reverse osmosis water that you can go fill up jugs. You can do one of those a week. There's little simple things that you can do. I've been doing it. It takes a long time, but we don't have much longer. I don't like being a Debbie Downer, you know what I'm saying? I want to be happy and upbeat, but sometimes you just gotta really, shit's fucked up, man. It really is. But we're gonna make it through it. We really are. And AI doesn't save shit. Stop listening to what she's telling you. Why did God put her in the darkness to begin with? Think about it. Why did God put her in the darkness to begin with? It's just something to think about. Because the internet wasn't made. It was found. On that note, have a good day.